Hey there guys, we're here at SLE Equipment today. We're going to go over an 8.5 by 16 concession trailer with all fire suppression and gas lines and everything set up and ready to go. We'll come around to the 36 by 36 access door to start off. Inside your access door you'll have your 100 amp electrical panel. You'll have 25-foot power cord out of the panel itself that would go to the shore power or generator. We have our 30-gallon fresh tank. We're going to have our water pump and our 6-gallon hot water heater. So inside of our city water fill box we're grabbing the key for. That's where you would fill up the tank, or you have a nozzle where you can screw the hose in and have constant water from the city. On the left hand side inside the door, I'll show you in a few moments, you can stick the hose into it and fill up the tank. On the right hand side is where you would screw the hose in. You have the little door that flips up so you then have constant running water from the city. Go down the waste tank while we find the key. You have your standard RV hose that you can hook up to, or you can hook up to the standard garden food grade hose. Pull the lever and the water would come out. Come inside for a moment and we'll see everything is on, powered and running. Our sandwich prep. Okay, so first we'll start off with the fryer, showing you how to light and how everything is ran properly on here. The pilots are already lit to show for testing purposes. What you would do first is turn the knob into the pilot position. Once in the pilot position, you would hold in the knob and light your pilot. And once the pilot was lit, you could let off, push in, turn it to the on position, and you have now full control over the fryer.
I'll turn everything off.
We'll just show on this fryer that everything is in operating manner. And we have our 48-inch flat top griddle. You do have the view holes here to see the pilot's lit. You'll actually come underneath, and the tube underneath would be each individual pilot. You would stick the lighter and light the pilot on each individual one with all knobs in the off position. You need to have hood system on, knobs in the off position, and preferably the window open when lighting pilots. After the pilots are lit, you can then have full control over the burners. Yeah, all of them.
Want to show underneath gas line valves?
Underneath you'll see the gas line valves for each individual appliance. You will have a shut off for each individual appliance. Let's say one day you only wanted to use one of the fryers. You can shut the valve off behind and only have propane going to the one. The red box you see here would be your shut off for if the fire suppression was to engage. It cuts the gas off to the entire trailer.
You can actually see.
You would see the shut off here. With the pipe would be on, against the pipe would be off.
As far as when you're finished for the day, we'll rotate that knob to the off position. Off lines up with the red dot. This shut off valve right here.
hood system, you'll find our fire suppression triggers. If the flame was to get too high, it would automatically trigger the fire suppression and spray out the nozzles you see here. You do have a control head above the door, where if you absolutely had to, you can pull the pin, push the rod, and set off the fire suppression. You see heat and AC unit is fully operable. Here we have our plug tester in the wall to show it is operable. Freezer is powered on, we already showed you that. Hood system running.
The most critical thing you can do is have this hood system on. Before you turn that propane on, you must have your hood system on. The only reason we didn't have it on at the very beginning is I've already done a very extensive test, making sure that everything is good. It is kind of hard to hear in the video when the hood system's on for us, but for purposes of the customer or consumer, before you ever turn the propane tanks on, make sure your hood switch is in the on position. For shutting down the system, turn gas valve off here, turn the valve off on the tank. You have the same design tank. I'm just using a live propane tank, so make sure that's off, make sure that's off. Both tanks. Always do a pre-trip inspection, making sure that your tanks are strapped in, making sure that you have a pin, which before this trailer leaves there will be a pin in this harness itself. Always check your lug nuts before every time you travel. It's just a good safety precautionary measure. Go ahead and show the city water fill box.
We got the key for the city water fill box now. So like I said earlier, on the left hand side you can stick the hose in, you can fill up your tank. On the right hand side you can screw the hose in, food grade hose, and that would actually provide city water from your building or wherever you may be. You lift the door, hose can sit outside.